Owen, I buried her with my own hands 3 years ago.
On the night of his wedding, a mother spoke 6 words that split his world in half. What she told him behind that kitchen wall would change everything. To understand why, we have to go back. Owen Diarra was what people in his quarter of Lyon called a quiet success. An accountant, a clean apartment, no debt, no trouble. But there was one thing Owen did not have. One thing his mother reminded him of with every phone call, every holiday, and every cousin's wedding.
Owen, every cousin your age has a wife. What are you waiting for?
I know, Mama. I just have not found the right one yet.
Come home for your uncle's funeral. The land will remind you who you are.
He landed on a Saturday morning beneath a sun that had nothing in common with the gray light of France. A sun that pressed down like a familiar hand. His mother held his face and cried the way mothers cry when the child they raised across an ocean finally stands before them again. The funeral gathered the village the way grief always does, pulling the living together while pushing the dead further away. His cousin Yelena took him to the village market for ginger and lime. He did not know that this small errand would rewrite his entire life. She stood between 2 market stalls like a pause in a sentence. Everything around her moved. She did not. Owen stopped mid-stride. Something in his chest recognized her before his mind did.
You are back. The way you look at things, Pom, everything is new and old at once.
Is it that obvious? I thought I blended in.
They walked along the river until the sun touched the water. He talked. She listened with a stillness that made his words feel heavy and real.
Where is your family? Do you have anyone here?
No one. I live alone by the old kapok trees at the edge of the village. Absence is something I know very well.
He walked home that night with something in his chest he had not felt in years. A warmth, a certainty. He was in love. But that night, 3 things happened that Owen did not notice. The old dog in the courtyard howled 3 times toward the kapok trees. The oil lamp in his room died without wind. And in the next room, his mother did not sleep at all. The next morning, Fatoumata did what African mothers do when something is wrong. She cooked. She crushed the spices until they were perfect, and she thought. She pressed her hand against the old kapok tree in the courtyard and whispered to the dead. The wind moved the leaves once, just once. She had her answer. Owen brought Isata small gifts each day, mangoes, a bracelet. She accepted everything with that soft smile, but she never ate in front of him.
You never eat in front of me. Are you not hungry?
I already ate before I came. I always do.
When they walked at night, Owen cast a shadow on the red earth. Isata cast none.
Mama, that lady is cold.
Isata kept walking. Her pan trailed across the dust. Her smile remained unchanged, as though the child had said nothing at all.
Mama, I want to marry her. I have never felt this before. Never.
I must speak with her first. Alone. That is my condition.
Owen paced the courtyard for 2 hours while his mother visited Isata alone. He could not eat. He could not pray. He could not breathe properly.
I could not ask my questions. The words left me before I could speak them. I do not even remember what we said to each other.
The wedding was simple and fast. The drums played, the women danced, the fire burned brightly, and Fatumata watched her new daughter-in-law without blinking once. She stood at the edge of the celebration, like a woman watching a house catch fire, while everyone inside continued dancing.
Listen to me. That woman you married tonight, Mort, I know her.
I know, Mama. She is beautiful, is she not?
Owen, I buried her with my own hands 3 years ago.
The smile left his face. Every sound from the celebration behind him became distant, as though someone had pushed the world underwater.
Go to the grave tomorrow before sunrise, under the great kapok at the edge. See for yourself.
He stood alone in the courtyard long after the final ember died. He did not know which truth to believe, his heart or his mother. He stopped at the bedroom door. Inside, she slept with her eyes slightly open. Even in sleep, something inside her was watching. He had never noticed before. He did not wait until morning. With a flashlight in his hand, he walked toward the kapok trees at the edge of the village. He would prove his mother wrong. He was certain. The gravestone was rough. The letters were crude. But the name carved into the stone was the same name as the woman sleeping in his bed that night. He crouched in the darkness before the grave for what felt like an hour. Then he turned off the flashlight and allowed the truth to settle into his bones. The next morning, he watched Isata the way you watch someone you thought you knew when the light suddenly changes. She held the bowl of rice in both hands but never lifted it. He watched the food. He watched her hands. He said nothing. That night, the oil lamp cast his shadow large against the wall. From the bed where Isata lay, there was no second shadow. His cousin Yelena offered salt across the kitchen without thinking. A simple gesture. What happened next confirmed everything. Isata pulled away from the salt as though it burned through the air between them. Just one step, but that step said everything words could not. Owen and Yelena exchanged a single look. Neither spoke. Neither needed to. The silence between them held more truth than 100 conversations. That evening, Owen knelt in the bedroom and laid a thin line of white salt across the threshold. Then he sat on the bed, and he waited.
You spilled salt.
Yes. Step over it. I will clean it later.
She did not walk through the salt. She stepped over it, carefully, precisely, the way someone steps over something that can hurt them. Owen watched her clear the line of salt and felt the last thread of doubt snap inside his chest. The woman he loved was not a woman at all. He went to Bemba before the sun cleared the hills. The old blind man who had lost his sight after seeing what should never be seen.
You came quickly. I have been waiting much longer than you know.
Something came into this village with my wife. Tell me what it is. People call it many names. Spirit, jinn, revenant. The name does not matter. What matters is who sent it. And why. And why.
Someone sent a beautiful weapon into your bed to steal your bloodline fortune.
The words landed inside Owen like stones dropping into a well. Each one fell deeper than the last.
Who would do this to me? Who sent it? Someone close. Someone who eats from the same plate as you in your city.
Behind his closed hands, 10 years of friendship with Kofi replayed. The same film, but now with the lights on. And it was no longer the same film at all.
Ask her true name. Hold salt in your left hand. right hand flat on the earth.
A spirit borrowing a dead name cannot lie when asked for its own. That is the law.
He took the pouch. It weighed almost nothing, a few grams of leather and mystery, but it carried the weight of a decision he could never take back. That night, he sat on the floor with salt in his left hand and his right hand pressed flat against the earth. Isata sewed across from him. The flame remained still between them.
Tell me your real name. Not the one you gave me. The one from before.
Something moved behind her eyes. Not fear, something older, something exhausted. For one fraction of a second, the young face carried an ancient grief.
I did not come by choice. I was sent. I did not want to hurt you.
Who sent you?
Your partner. The one who shares your work in the city. Kofi.
The salt spilled from his open hand onto the dark earth. 10 years of trust with Kofi fell with it, grain by grain, gone.
He wanted to cut the golden thread your ancestors wove for you. Through me.
And you, Bennu, the real you inside Daniel. What did you want?
I have a mother somewhere. I had a life I never finished. I want to rest.
Do you suffer?
Yes.
He sat on the bed in the moonlight with a leather pouch in his hand. He had loved something that was never real. Now he had to let it go.
I do not blame you. You did not choose this. I am going to set you free.
He walked toward the kapok tree for the final time, not to prove anything, not to doubt, to free someone who deserved to rest. He dug into the grave earth with his bare hands. The red soil broke apart beneath his fingers like something that had been waiting to be opened. His fingers touched something cold beneath the earth. He did not look. Some truths are better felt than seen. He spoke the name 3 times. The wind tore through the kapok leaves in one violent breath. A nightbird screamed. Then silence. A different silence. Fuller, emptier, final. He knelt beside the grave until dawn broke over the red hills. The sky shifted from black to violet to gold. Something had ended. Something else had begun. The bed was empty. The cloth was smooth. The emerald pen lay folded on the edge. The gold bangle rested on top. There was no other trace. She was gone. He held the bangle and turned it slowly in his hands. It was all that remained of a love that had never been what it seemed. His mother sat beside him and placed her hand over both of his. Neither spoke. Some grief does not need words. It only needs a hand. He looked back at the village one final time before the taxi left. The red hills, the kapok tree, the place where he learned that not everything beautiful is alive. Back in Lyon, Owen opened every file, every ledger, and every hidden account. He built his case the way his ancestors built walls, stone by patient stone. The numbers told the story Kofi never wanted anyone to read. 18 months of slow, careful theft. The architecture of a betrayal built behind a friend's smile.
18 months of transfers. Every single one hidden. Every single one his.
He handed the evidence to the right people and stepped back. He did not need to destroy Kofi. The truth would do that on its own. Kofi sat alone in an empty office with a cardboard box. The gold watch still ticked. But the time it measured now belonged to someone else. The firm grew. The desk was clean. And somewhere inside a drawer, a bangle lay wrapped in cloth. Not forgotten, but no longer carried. He walked the wet streets of Lyon alone for months. Trust is easy to break. Rebuilding it takes longer than anyone tells you. He sat on park benches and looked at the empty space beside him. Loneliness after betrayal has a different texture from loneliness before love. He found her in a bookshop, reaching for the same book at the same moment. Her hand was warm. Her laugh was real. Her eyes held nothing hidden.
We reached for the same book. That has to mean something, right?
Maybe. Or maybe we both just have good taste.
They sat in a cafe and talked until the coffee went cold. She laughed with her whole face. She ate without hesitation. She was wonderfully ordinary. She ate in front of him, freely, without ceremony. Owen watched her with the quiet relief of a man who finally understood what real looked like. She fell asleep on the couch with a book resting on her chest. Her eyes were closed. Her breathing was uneven and imperfect, the way living people breathe. He stood in the doorway, watching her sleep, and felt something crack open inside his chest. Not pain this time, the opposite. Rose walked directly through a line of spilled salt on the sidewalk without even noticing. Owen stopped, and for the first time in months, he laughed.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Nothing. I am just happy to be here.
Two shadows stretched across the pavement, side by side, both dark, both real, both present. He looked down at them and knew that this was what being whole felt like. Somewhere at the edge of a village between red hills in a slow river, a massive kapok tree stands above a quiet grave where the grass grows green. The old men say that when the wind turns just right, you can hear something near the tree. Not a cry, not a moan. Something that sounds like rest. Owen stood in the doorway of his life, facing forward. Behind him, the ghost had settled. Ahead of him, something warm and ordinary waited. And that was enough. There are people in your life right now who smile at you while reaching for the thread that holds you together. Not every enemy announces themselves. Have you ever trusted someone so completely that you handed them the power to destroy you? And did they? What did it cost you to rebuild? The first truth this story teaches is this. Listen to the people who loved you before the world learned your name. Your mother saw the danger before you did. The second truth is that not everything that looks like love is love. Some things are sent to consume you while wearing the face of everything you ever wanted. The third truth is that mercy is not weakness. Owen freed the spirit that had been sent to destroy him. That act of compassion was what separated him from his enemy. If this story moves something inside you, you are not alone. You are one of thousands watching this right now who felt the same thing at the same moment. Press the like button, not for me, for the next person who needs to hear this before it is too late. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the bell, because next week there is a story here that will change how you see someone you already know. Share this video with one person who needs to hear it tonight. You know who they are. You thought of them just now. Write one word in the comments, just one. The word this story made you feel. I will read every single one. Thank you for staying until the end. That is not a small thing. Your time matters, and you gave it here. I do not take that lightly. The children of the village do not play near the great tree after dark, but the old men say the silence there is peaceful now, like someone finally sleeping. And somewhere in Lyon, two shadows walk side by side along a river during golden hour. Both real, both warm, both casting shadows that touch the ground.